It's late July. You're barefoot in your kitchen, sipping something cold, standing in front of a fan, and thinking, how is summer already halfway over? The popsicles have definitely melted on your front steps. The 4th of July sparkler box is still sitting by the back door. Your sunscreen stash is half empty, and you still have your to do list, which has been barely touched. You had big plans back in June, a list full of summer goals, organizing projects, maybe even routines you promised you'd start, but life happens. It always does. So I want you to pause. What if July wasn't about checking things off, but about noticing what's been quietly rising beneath the surface? You know, the moments that mattered, the tiny shifts, the unspoken wins. This week, we're not starting over. We're not adding more to your list. We're making sense of the season. We're closing the month with calm, with intention, and a quiet kind of confidence that sets us up beautifully for August. Welcome to Organizing with Ease. I'm your host, Deanna Moll. And if you're new here, this podcast is your go to space for simple systems, intentional living, and creating rhythms that actually work in your real life. And if you've been riding the summer wave with me week after week, thank you, my friend. I'm so grateful you're here. You make this podcast a place of community, reflection, and action. Today, we're not sprinting towards the finish line. We're doing something even better. We're creating a moment of clarity before a new season begins. Because organizing isn't just about the bins and the labels, it's about energy, space, and alignment. So let's close out July together. Why don't we? And let's begin August with clarity and not chaos. So let's take an honest look back. What actually happened this month of July? Maybe you started strong. You decluttering a corner, journaling again, tweaking your routines, or maybe you hit a midsummer slump. The routines faded, the clutter crept back, and the plans got pushed to later. I had a client who declared July the 15th as her garage overhaul day. So she even bought the bins, and between her teen's summer tennis matches, family visiting from out of town, and some intense thunderstorms that came about here in the 305 and continue on, that day came and went. So what did happen? She cleared out one corner, donated 3 bags, and rediscovered her family's camping gear just in time for the last minute trip. That's not failure. That's flexibility. That's life. That's progress. 82% of people report feeling mentally lighter after decluttering even just one small area. You don't need a full plan. You need a little courage and one cleared shelf. So think about it. One shelf, one drawer, one zone. There's where your momentum begins. Hey there, want to simplify your summer in just 10 minutes a day? Our Summer 10 bonus podcast series is now available, but it's private and only for our insiders. 2 exclusive episodes packed with practical organizing tips, travel prep hacks, and systems for your home, plus a downloadable workbook with slides and checklists. But of course, get private access now just for $9. Link is in the show notes. Don't miss out. Now back to today's episode. Now let's celebrate the real wins, the progress. One of my favorite moments this month came from a busy mom of 3. Her only goal was to reclaim her mornings, not by waking up at 5 a.m. or starting a 7-step skincare routine, but by setting her alarm just 15 minutes earlier to drink her coffee in silence and alone. By the 3rd week of July, her daughter noticed. She said, "Mom, you're not yelling in the morning as much anymore. Kind of like it." That's the power of a small shift. That's organizing your energy and not your closet. Another listener shared how our 15-minute reset episode from episode 168 helped her finally tackle her hallway linen closet. She found a lavender candle she forgot she had. That night, she lit it while folding laundry and told me, "It felt like I was in a spa." These are the stories that stick, not because they're huge, but because they're real and they're yours, little by little, step by step. That's how the big things shift. So let's talk systems, not but in the traditional way, but here's the truth. You've been building and using systems all month without labeling them as such, right? We've done those weekly rechecks. Many of you told me already that you like doing your Sunday evening resets, which includes checking your bags, prepping snacks, and wiping down one space. There's also the drop zones that we talked about, that single labeled basket by the front door that holds your sunglasses, your keys, and maybe even some extra sunscreen for that grab and go. That is what a system is. That glow list that we had talked about. Instead of tracking productivity, let's talk about your happiness. You noticed the good. You gave yourself permission to celebrate small things like a good cup of coffee, maybe even iced coffee, a breezy walk, or dancing in the kitchen with some amazing music. You know, that new playlist, that summer playlist that you created. I had a dad who shared that with me that he and his daughter made a Friday backpack reset. 5 minutes, no pressure, just a chance to check the supplies and talk. Because of the way that their camp was for her, she needed to have all these extra supplies in hand. He said it was one of the best 5 minutes of the week. That's organizing too. You're creating consistency where it matters and ease where it counts. So let's talk about where we're headed. August is strange, right? It's not really summer, but it's not quite yet fall either. It's like a bridge month, and the bridges matter. This is your moment to walk, not sprint, into what's next, to look ahead without losing the beauty of where you are. We're calling August our season of clarity. Here's what we'll explore together: resetting the home without diving into a major fall cleanout, building rhythms that match your current life, not just the school calendar, rethinking mornings, evening routines, and transition. We're also going to be talking about creating sustainable systems that don't burn you out before October. You can't sprint into calm, but you can walk toward it. And yes, there will be some back to school prep, but we're doing it with intention and ease, no panic, no Pinterest pressure. So, here are a couple of takeaways. Before you jump into August, I invite you to pause. Ask yourself what actually worked for me in July, what didn't, but taught me something useful. What's that one rhythm or habit I want to carry forward? Maybe it's the morning walk or your Sunday night reset. Or maybe it's just the habit of noticing what feels good. And if all you did this month was keep the plants alive, fed your family, and take 5 minutes to yourself, you've done enough. There's still time to slow down, time to begin again, time to breathe before the next big season kicks in. Until next time, my friend, soak in the rest of the summer, keep it simple, keep it light, and keep noticing the good. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to Organizing with Ease podcast on your favorite podcast platform and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more listeners like you who are passionate about living their best lives. And remember, a new episode comes out every Thursday at 8 a.m. So mark your calendar and join us. Until next week, take care and keep shining bright.